Hello and welcome to the All In Events Poker Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Wengro, and today we're going to be talking to Leon, the founder of All In Events, about his story in getting involved in poker to creating All In Events and what is to come in the future. So without further ado, let's head over and meet Leon. Leon, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule.
Pleasure to be here, mate.
Excellent. So we brought you on because we're on episode number 3, and you are the founder of All In Events. And I thought it would be a great opportunity for you to come on and tell us a bit more about All In Events and how it's all started, which is all very exciting. But before we do that, I wanted to get in to know about you a bit more and about your background in poker and how we've come to where we are today. So,
Sure.
if you wouldn't mind just touching on your poker journey so far and what got you started into poker and when you started.
Yeah, so I've been playing. I started poker or found poker when I was 17, 18. So that was 2004, I'm going to say. Makes me feel old. But so I used to go down to the local snooker hall, and like in the back was always like a DJ table, let's say. Always playing card games, always playing not poker at the time. It was more like 9-card brag, trumps, all different types of games that I used to would just jump in and play. And then it got to more we was playing poker like every day,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I mean it was only small stakes at the time when we started off, but then we was playing every day, sort of 25p, 50p. People were buying in for £20, £30, £50, so it's only a small game. But that quickly transitioned into us finding like a casino game. So where I am, the closest casino was Rendezvous in Brighton. And I remember my first game there was on a Friday night. And again, this is going to make me feel old, but they had on a Friday night they had a £10 rebuy, self dealt, and if you no late reg, so if you wasn't there before 8 o'clock, you couldn't play. But this place was packed, every night. I think Thursdays was a £20 rebuy, Fridays was a £10 rebuy, and literally it was a self dealt tournament, and I was kind of nervous, on my first game. So this was 2000. It's got to be 2005 ish, that sort of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember sitting down at the table, and it was I just wanted to get the deal to come round to me, and for me to get that part out of the way. And yeah, as soon as that was done, I was hooked. Like everyone says, it's you get the bug for it, and then I mean we was probably going 2 or 3 times a week over to there, and then it sort of transitioned to me playing online.
Okay.
So I didn't start off playing cash games. I started off actually playing sit and goes, and it was a club called Big Slicks. They had a live casino in Pearly Way. They also had a skin on iPoker, which was called Big Slicks, and they had these sit and goes, which were like a progressive jackpot.
Yeah.
So if you won 5 in a row, you I think the jackpot started off on about 15-20k a week, and then every time someone didn't win it added 5k per week.
Wow.
So I think at this point I started. It was called Fort Knox, I think it was, and I think they were $50 sit and goes, and I actually won 4 in a row once, and uh, I still remember, this has got to be nearly 20 years ago, but I still remember the hand on the 4th game to win that jackpot, and or to be one before the jackpot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had King 10. I still remember it like clear as day. I had King 10. The flop was 4 10 8, 4 10 King. I turned no 4 8 King. I turned trips on a king turn, and the money all goes in, and I lost to a boat. I turned trips, lost to a boat, and
No.
I was heartbroken, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, so I transitioned to cash after that, and started playing cash games online.
yep,
Uh, Mostly heads up as well, and this is obviously like pre solver days. And back in the day, I mean, the whole game was based around trying to exploit people. You know, it was trying to, and it's literally what I loved about the game. So I used to play kind of the same people like day in day out in a small pool,
yeah,
um, and you know, me being me, I'd obsess about like writing notes about people and trying to find like the exploits and everything like that. And I mean, that's what like my love for the game was. I'm a competitive person, you know, but that's why I fell in love with that side of poker, you know, cash games and that side of it.
yeah. Nice. And in terms of, so what were you doing in terms of work with it? Were you doing this full time, or was there
Uh,
work as well? Or?
in between, you know, I was qualified as a carpenter from school,
Hmm.
and I mean, I love building. I've just built this house here, but it's always been another passion of mine. I'd say 50-50. You know, I'd never, if I was playing poker, I would never strive to. I was playing for a wage,
Hmm.
rather than striving to play high stakes or anything like that.
Yeah,
So the way I used to play, I would keep a certain amount online. Anything over after a session, I'd cash out, and anything under, I would build up again to just play sort of mid stakes, you know. And that's what
yeah.
I was doing.
Very nice. And so then, in terms of tournament poker and playing live, because you've gone from, this snooker club back in the day and playing online. When was it you started having your first tournament experiences?
So obviously the tournament experiences was that time in Brighton.
Yes, of course, at the casino. Yes, yeah.
Uh, every I think it was every 3 months. So I was solely playing tournaments back then. Every 3 months they used to have, apart from the £10 and the £20 rebuys, they used to have sort of festivals.
Hmm.
Um, summer breeze, they were called Christmas crackers, and so it was like elevated buy-ins and prize pools, obviously, and they're the ones that you wanted to win back in the day. And I remember, I mean, we was going there from 18, and the average age was probably 50, you know, and the group I was going was we was always doing well. There was always someone out of the group that done well in a festival or in a tournament. But like Alex was saying in his podcast, or any poker player, it's all about the network. If you have a good network of people around you, that can help each other get to the next levels and everything like that. I didn't really have that, you know. I knew a lot of poker players, but sort of the guys I was going to the casino with were more of the DJs, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But
no. So you were the only one with a sensible head.
not at the beginning, but yeah, it kind of transitions into that, you could say.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And so we've obviously gone back to the very start of the journey. In terms of wins, is there any sort of memorable moments, any big wins that you've had that you can recall?
In terms of tournaments, there's, I mean, you can look on the Hendon Mob. There's only probably a handful of tournaments on there. I was more interested in like I say, I wasn't striving to be going to high stakes or anything like that. It was always about making a wage, really, I
Hmm.
guess. Um, and in terms of tournaments, the only one that stands out is obviously my biggest score in a tournament was actually at the Goliath when I first set up All In events in 2019,
Hmm.
and I had a few winners. So I'd probably been going a few months, and I had a few winners go to Goliath, and I put a post out to say that I would go up and meet them all.
Yeah.
And I think Alex had a similar story. I was playing cash games, and I bust out the Goliath. There wasn't any more flights for the Goliath, but there was a high roller. Um, I think it is even a super high roller, but it was only 300 quid. You know, in terms of poker, this is 2019, so
Yeah.
no, it couldn't have been a super high roller, but they called it a high roller. But I was playing cash games in Coventry, and the queue for this tournament was all the way around the casino. So I wasn't really interested in playing. But I saw someone probably 10 people away from the reg desk, And I said to him, look, if you can get me in, I give him my idea, and I said, if you can get me into the tournament, I'll play it. And I went back and sat on cash, and probably half an hour later, he came, put a ticket on there, and I was in. And I ended up chopping that tournament for 30 something K. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But that was yeah. It was more of the experience of meeting all the Goliath people, Goliath winners, and that's what I was there for. But yeah, great bonus, in the super high. I'm a super high roller champion.
Well, yeah. That's one for the records, absolutely. And in terms of your Goliath sort of experiences, then how many times have you been to the Goliath now? This year, obviously, a big one coming up.
I would say three or four times.
Okay.
3 times, I think. Yep.
So, and obviously, we're going this year. We're planning to take a lot of people with us.
Yeah, this year's the one.
And I'm going to assume you're going to be playing.
Definitely going to be playing. I'm going to be heading up for most of the 2 weeks there. Yeah. And just meeting as many people as I can, and that's what we want to do.
Plans for the cash table, I'm assuming.
I'll definitely be jumping in the cash 100%. But I think moving forward, as I say, I want to meet as many winners. We're going to have 50 plus winners there that have all won their seat from All In events, which is amazing. So I think that's going to take up a lot of my time, is just going around to meet everyone and following their story. That's what I want to do.
Well, that brings us really nicely on to All In events. Obviously, we've done the background, and we're now and you touched on 2019 when it first started. So, where did the idea of All In events come from? How's that come about?
Okay, so I again was playing cash games online, and this is 2018 or late 2018. So I was playing cash games, but on the side of cash games, I would buy into live satellites to get to live events. But I wasn't interested in playing the events. I was purely doing it for the money. Mm-hmm. And back then, they didn't have like site credits or site tickets if you won a seat, but as long as you bought into every step of the way. So if you bought into the next step and you won entry into it, you would get the credit in your balance. And that's all I was interested in. So I was doing that, and I can't remember the live tournament, whether it was a WSOP or an EPT or whatever it was, but it was a 5-step or a 6-step satellite route, and it was the second to last stage. And I'd obviously knocked someone out, or they was on my table on this last stage. And they typed in the chat box, they said, it's so unfair that you keep buying into every step. It's so we can't get to the events. You're making it difficult. And it got me thinking, so I sort of obsessed about it like I normally do. And I thought that there has to be another way, because the state of online poker poker in general, with all the information out there, the average player was just increasing in skill levels, and that's just through free content, everything like that. Mm-hmm. And it was getting harder and harder for people to get to these events, so I sort of obsessed about it for a little bit, and by the end of it must have been a few months, but I had literally about 30 pages of just scribblings. And yeah, to all in events that we know now was different how I was building it, but the whole concept was the same. It was, how can I get people to events for as little as possible? And the first way that I thought I was going to do it, and this wasn't live, it was just written down or in my head. It was basically like an auction. So I built a site in my head. So I had a website, and someone would say they wanted to spend a £5. Mm-hmm. So they would deposit £5 on this site, and for instance, say it was a WSOP main event package. So there'll be a timer on there, and everyone could bid, but it would be the lowest unique bid that won the package when the timer went to 0. So that was my first idea. So for instance, say someone bought in for a fiver,
Yep.
and they bid multiple bids. So they bid. Everyone's going to choose 1p. That's the lowest one. But say the lowest. Say they bid on 77p, 100, £1.30, whatever. But if only one person bid on £1.37, they would win the package. So it would be the lowest unique bid. That was what was in my head at the time.
Yeah.
And it was only by chance that I saw. So back in the day, there was only a few competition sites.
Yep.
You know, there's millions of these competition sites nowadays. But back when I had this idea, there was only a handful, and I actually saw one of the biggest competition sites nowadays, which is Elite. They went on Dragon's Den, and I was like, wow, I could use this concept, because it was all about compliance and can I do this, and am I allowed to do this? And so I saw what they were doing, and all the dragons loved it, and I looked into that side of it, and then I quickly transitioned into that. I got a lot of people to look into it, and as soon as I knew I could do it, that's when I went for it, you know. And I still remember. I mean, it's a different story, but I still remember the whole building the website, which was a nightmare. And then I got to the day that I built the website. I actually built the website myself.
Yeah.
The first website. But I remember like the go live button, and you know, I didn't know how it was going to be taken. I didn't know. I was just like, I had to press go and then like close the laptop. I couldn't look.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
That was obviously a worrying time for you. It was just the unknown, I guess. Like,
unknown. You know, it's like we all know there's two routes to tournaments before. It was like you direct buy. So again, if you want to play the World Series of poker, you know, you got to stump up 10k, or you play a series of satellites. That was the only way. And if you play satellites, you're going to be up against pros. You're going to be up against a lot of people that are just there for the money, you know. So the whole idea was for me to create something that was an even a level entry point, and everyone's got a chance, and that was what it was all about.
so as far as we know, All In Events, the only company of its kind within the poker industry.
There's a few, and back in 2019, even in the first year, I think I was copied up to 8 times. But again, that 30-page obsession that I had building, I actually built a 5-year plan, which we haven't seen a lot of it yet, but I've got a lot of ideas which are potentially coming out.
Excellent. And what sort of stumbling blocks? What's hindered you over the last few years that perhaps, you know, has changed the way you're working? Has anything that's cropped up that you've gone, oh, actually, we're gonna have to change what the plan is?
I mean, yeah, a lot's changed in the actual plan, and that's just because of the unknown and how well things are accepted. So every tour that we're approaching is all positive. Like the community is all positive, and that's a key point for me. Is I've always wanted to build a community first, and then whatever happens. So obviously being a poker player myself, and then bringing on Alex, who is obviously a player. Like we're part of the community, so we have that as our number one priority.
Excellent. And so, of course, the whole thing came about in 2019. The concept, the notes came in 2018, and of course,
Yeah.
there was a big spell in the middle where a horrific thing, and I'm not sure if we're allowed to say it, COVID-19, obviously came about. What did that do to the business during that period?
Instantly, overnight, shut it down. So I think I was running for 9 months, and it got round to February 2020, and overnight, the business was dead. Simply because it was travel and casinos, you know, and yeah, no, it wasn't great, but it happened.
Yeah, no, it's obviously a tough time for a lot of people, but for something that relies on live action, obviously there was no other alternative, I guess, at the time. Was there anything that could have been done with any online sites potentially? Did you look at
I
that?
actually contacted a few. Run it once. I was talking to them. They let me do some bits, but it wasn't what I was interested in. You know, the whole concept of what I was building was to get people to live events for as little as possible.
Hmm.
And it was, again, it all stemmed from that message that it's a bucket list dream for people to qualify for these events. And I've never wanted to take anything away from like the direct buy route or the satellite route. I've just wanted to create an alternative, you know, someone that hasn't got the time to play hours of satellites or hasn't got the money to buy in, just flicking a pound, you know, and you might win a seat.
Yeah, yeah. When did so we've had COVID. What was the catalyst to get this started up again? When did you start again?
So I think it was the last Goliath. I went to Coventry. Yeah, so last year went to Coventry, and again a chance meeting. So with all the tables, I think it was day two. So all the tables in the room, um, the Mad Tuck, yeah, got moved to my table, and he was down the other end, and yeah, basically was talking about the competition sites, like all in events, and he was whether he was trying to build his own one or he remembered what I was doing, or we just was talking, and yeah, I mean, I knew I wanted to bring it back, but I've been busy doing other ventures since COVID, and it was on the back burner, and always looking at the live poker scene. It's booming again. The numbers are massive. Um, it was coming back at some point, but yeah, Turk ignited that flame that day, and phoned me every day since. So yeah, it was that chance meeting again. He could have got moved to any other table, but he moved to my table and ignited that. Are we going to bring this back? And I think it's the right time to bring it back. Like I say, poker's booming, and yeah, I think we can get many winners to many events.
So we are almost going to be at the this time next month. We're going to be at the year point since that happened.
Yeah.
To summarize, then the year that you've just had since coming back. I mean, yeah. How do you feel it's gone?
It's been, yeah, tough again, in terms of I've still been busy with life, with what I've been doing over the past few years, but it's if I said to Turk, if I was going to bring this back, we need to bring this back in a big way, and obviously spend a bit of money on development and everything like that. And yeah, we was burnt by a few people along the way, but that's down to us. You know, it's a bit disheartening, you know, that there are people like that out there. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. But I've always been a believer, if you want to do the right thing and push through, it'll always work out.
So and obviously as we speak, coming up to that year mark, are you really pleased with where you are now? And
Super happy. Yeah, super happy, and obviously finding Alex, and he's a good addition to the team, 100%. Yeah.
obviously Alex has had his say in episode number one. If you haven't watched that, do go back and check out episode number one. Um, how did that come about? Bringing Alex on board, where did that sort of come from?
So I was always, I had in terms of my vision, I had like ideas of streaming and streamers and this and where I wanted to push the business. And obviously I've seen Alex's streams and his vlogs, and I was in talks with other streamers, but when I saw Alex's, there was something different about watching Alex's vlogs, that I offered him something completely different. I just knew it was the right thing to offer at the time. I didn't again know how it was going to be taken, but no one else got an offer like like it was completely different. I structured it in a different way where I thought he would be a great asset to the team, and I just went with that again. Just my brain going off on that tangent. I went down there. I went down that route, and we was in discussion for a little bit, yeah. And I just knew that he was the right fit because he saw what I saw. And when we were speaking, I just said to him, look, I want someone to love this like I love it. You know, it's I want someone that's going to push it how I want to push it. And we both aligned, and he agreed with the vision, and he saw it. You know, so.
Brilliant. And so, how long ago did Alex come on board? When was that all finalised? Do you remember?
So it must have been February, March, February, yeah.
Brilliant. And then, of course, along come people like myself, the affiliates. From May, I want to say it's the start of May. I can't. That's when I sort of jumped in. But how long had you been planning the affiliates scheme for?
Again, it was I actually done a similar thing in 2019, but it happened so quick, you know. Everything that I wrote down on them pages, which I did turn into a business plan. You know, I had a 5-year plan. A lot of things have changed, and a lot of things are different just because you don't know how things are going to happen. But that was one thing that, again, trying to build a community, trying to build like-minded people that want to help other people, was always like top of the list. And I actually started a similar affiliate group in 2019. Nothing compared to what's happened with you guys, you know. So I think we're very lucky to have a lot of like-minded people on board that see the vision and want to help out, and yeah, we'll grow together.
And for those that are listening that perhaps aren't aware of the affiliate scheme, is it something that's still open and available for application at this stage?
Yep, it's open to everyone. I think the links on the links on the bottom of the homepage, so it's open to anyone that wants to join. And yeah, we've got a great group in WhatsApp. Lots of benefits, lots of bonuses, and it's lots of banter. It's it's a great group. But yeah, if anyone wants to join, then you can sign up.
And you don't need to be a professional poker player or anyone
No,
particularly.
no.
You just have to have the ambition and drive and I guess follow the sort of the dream of the business and where it's heading and believe in it.
Like I say, yeah, it's just like-minded people, people that believe in what we're trying to do, and just spread the news. You know, if you enjoy the game of poker and you sit down at a poker table and you think someone would be interested in winning a package for a couple of quid, then yeah, we're happy to have you on board.
Brilliant. And then also beginning of this month, we had the WSOP massive draw, the 10K buy-in, 7 nights in Vegas, and £1,000 expenses. Is that one of the biggest draws you've done so far?
I actually, it's by far the biggest draw that we've done. But me, I mean, this is a funny story, really. But back in 2019, the whole idea was it came about, and so 2018 I had the idea. 2019, to give you a little bit of the backstory, I found a developer who I said, right, I've got this idea. This is after all compliance, everything like that. I knew I could do what I could do, what wanted to do. So I found a local web designer and I said, look, I've got this idea. I need you to build this website, and you've basically got 6 weeks to do it. And that's only because I was like, right, what does everyone want to play? And it's the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
So stupidly, I was like, I've got to launch by this date, and then it's going to give me this amount of time to sell enough tickets to get someone to Vegas. And that was like, for me to take that on was probably naive and stupid. But yeah, even from nothing to we sold a fair few tickets. You know, we didn't sell the full quota, but That's me just being naive and stupid. But to just flip back there, that 6 week period that I said that we had, I phoned him after a week and a half and I said, "Oh, how's the website going?" He said, "Oh, I haven't even started yet, mate." So that's what pushed me. I was like on YouTube. I taught myself how to build a website, and I got it completed in the 4 weeks.
Wow.
Um,
So you
I
had
mean,
to you had to do that all yourself.
I taught myself how to build a website. I mean, the start of it was terrible. Version 1 was horrendous, but I was working. Being a lot of poker players are probably the same. We obsess about things. So uh, I was working all hours trying to get this website. But by the end of it, it was I was chuffed to bits with how it came about.
Wow. And the chap that you had originally hired, I assume he got put in the bin then. He was
Yeah,
told to.
yeah, well in the bin. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
So, so we got this year's WSOP, who is on Rishiana, is the
Yeah.
successful winner of the draw, and he's leaving in 4 days' time. Is that right?
4 days. Spoke to him earlier. Yeah, he's everything's organised and booked. He's still shaking. He says he's still can't believe he's going, but obviously when he's there, it's probably all going to kick in now. But 4 days away from going to play the main event, which is the dream, right? It's every poker player's dream to play that event. Whether you can get there, whether you've got the bankroll to do it. It's a once in a lifetime. Once you've done it, it's just that tournament that you've got to play as a poker player.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to obviously catch up with him hopefully when he's back. And he's got millions of pounds in the bank.
I mean, he could be the world champ, right?
Exactly. Everyone's got to start somewhere.
And then we and then we get to see the 2026 main event bracelet.
Yeah, exactly. And
on the All In Events podcast.
He might even donate it. I don't know. He might donate it, and we'll have it forever in the background of the podcast. I don't know. It's up to him.
Anyway, we're as a community, we'll wish him the best of luck, and we'll follow hopefully his success there. But if not, 20 quid to spend a week in Vegas and have the opportunity. That's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely. And his, regardless of the result, what a trip, what an experience. And certainly I know for a lot of players that I play with, down the local pub, what they would give for an opportunity just to play at the Goliath, let alone traveling across the world and playing and having 7 nights in Vegas. So, what an opportunity. And and it can happen to anyone. All you've got to be is in it to win it. Buy the ticket, and it is completely fair. You can buy as many tickets as you want up to a certain number. The draws are done completely impartially on a spinning wheel. They're live for people to see, aren't they? So you've just got to be in it to win it. So we are now where we are currently, but of course we're only at the start of the All In Events journey now, right? Since the comeback from COVID, we're right at the start. What is coming up for All In Events? What is going to happen? Let's talk through the next 12 months. I don't want the 5-year business plan. We don't need to know that just yet. But we'll see that obviously come. But 12 months from now.
A 12-month plan, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot coming up, which I probably won't go into. Well, I can't yet, but even soon, there's some exciting news coming up. Some partnerships and some events that we're really excited for. But like you say, it's just the beginning, and we're currently 6-7 months in again from the relaunch of All In Events. So it's the new beginning, and we've got some exciting stuff coming up for sure.
Good, excellent. And obviously we've got Goliath next month. We've got the GUKPT raffle that's coming up. That's going to be drawn on Monday, isn't it? That's
Monday for the GUKPT. Yeah,
that's an attractive package because that's 2 nights stay. You buy in and £150 sort of expenses to get you there, isn't it?
£2.50. Yeah, you stay at the venue at the Hilton, and yeah, the 12.50 buy-in for the GUKPT main. Yeah, so £1 million guaranteed. Obviously, it's going to be smashed. I know it will. These festivals just get bigger and bigger every year, and yeah, I think last year's winner took nearly 100, nearly 200k in that first
Wow.
event. So yeah, £2.50. That's being drawn on Monday. Super excited. We're gearing up for Goliath. We've currently got, I think, 41 winners that have won their way through All In events. So we're going to be meeting everyone there, and yeah, it's going to be great.
Excellent. And so yeah, obviously there's other things coming up as well. We've got the Party Poker Tour, the UKPL, all available on the website. One of the questions that people ask me quite regularly, and something that people want to know is if they were to win, let's say, an instant win prize on the Goliath Super Draw, for example, how does
Yep.
how does it work in terms of getting them into the tournament? Is it something, do you give them the credit their Grosvenor account? How does that work at the moment? What's the
So we liaise as much as possible with each tour. So the way it's working at the moment is we're sending winners list. So if it's multiple winners, so we had 22 winners at the BPS in London, we'd send a list of winners with all funds. So all they do is go up to the red desk and put their name in, and they'll be in the tournament. That's what we're aiming to do, is to make it as efficient for the winners as possible. So yeah, so that's what we're aiming to do, is to make it so you win, you don't have to do anything. That's why we build packages as well. So we're trying to make it as comfortable, as easy as possible to get to these events. And once you've got a ticket, all you have to do is go to the red desk, and you'll be in the tournament of your choice.
brilliant? And that's all registered under name. They don't have to give they have to give codes or anything like that. It's just
Just their name. Oh, ID.
yeah.
What if they're a member of the casino? They'll be on the system. We'll link there'll be a ticket under their name. Yeah.
Marvelous, excellent. Well, I think that about wraps us up onto to where we are and how you've got here. And it's a brilliant story, and I hope you guys that are listening enjoy it as much as I have listening to the story and how we've come today. And we will get you on again 100%, because there's going to be
Sure.
things changing. I'd love to have you back on again to give updates when there's big changes, big moments that we can talk about. And of course, it'd be good to have you on as a host as well, and we'll grill some winners. 2v1, or we'll even get Alex involved and do a 3v1 on some of the big ones. So
Yeah. So maybe some Goliath winners, or Richie in Vegas.
yeah,
That'll be the one.
absolutely, yeah, we can certainly do that. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. It's roasting outside. It's 37 degrees here. I don't know what it's been like with you today,
Super
but
hot, mate. Super hot.
it's ridiculously hot in here. So I won't keep you any longer. Thank you very much for your time, and
Pleasure, mate. Thank you for hosting.
we will catch up with you very soon.
Perfect, mate.
Take care, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
So there we have it, the man behind the brand, Leon, telling us all about his story and how we've come to be where we're at right now. Very exciting stuff. And of course, in the next 4 to 6 weeks, so we're now the 26th of June on this release date, 2026, we have got the Goliath coming up in 4 weeks' time. And it's going to be 2 weeks there in Coventry. We've got lots of events running. So if you are listening and it's not past the day of the Goliath, I'm sure there's plenty for you to still win on the website. As of today, 26th of June, we have got the GUKPT package, the 1K main event ticket that's up for grabs. It's £2.50 a ticket. You get yourself into the main event, 2 nights stay at the Hilton, which is just next door, and £150 cash. You've got the Goliath £5 draws, which we're running every Monday and Thursday. £5, 60 tickets capped, and one person is going to be walking away with a £200 Goliath seat. That is capped at 8 tickets max per person as well. So 8 tickets is your max. Really good odds on that one to win yourself a Goliath ticket. We've got the Party Poker Tour, which is coming up. That's at the Genting Casino in Stratford. That's on the 6th of July, £2.50 entry. Very excited, and much more. So go and visit the website. There is a link connected to the podcast. If you're on YouTube, it's going to be below in the description. Come and check us out. Have a look. There's also Goliath instant wins to be won, the G300, G200, and the BPS, the British Poker Series events. Instant wins to be won as well. So do not miss out. Plenty going on, plenty to come. And as Leon touched on briefly, there's some very exciting things to come in the very near future. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Adam Wengrow, and I'll see you in the next one.